Jetzt fangen wir mal an, ne? Jetzt haben wir gedacht,
ja, natürlich.
Jetzt können wir mal ernst werden. Ne? Hier sind wir wieder mit JazzrockTV, einer neuen Folge gegen Ende des Jahres. Und was für eine Folge, ja? Weil heute spielen 3 Personen eine große Rolle bei JazzrockTV. Und einer davon hat 3 Grammy-Nominierungen.
Das bin nicht ich und du auch nicht. Ja.
John Daversa, dein alter Freund.
Ja, richtig. Den, wenn ihr euch erinnert, haben wir schon mal gehabt. Hier in Folge 18. Das war schon 2010, ne?
Wow, schon lange.
Wie die Zeit vergeht.
Ja.
Aber wir waren immer so ein bisschen in Kontakt mit ihm und der ist ja auch irgendwie echt ein cooler Typ, der irgendwie
Das war aber damals eher eine Zufallsbekanntschaft, ne? Als du in
Das stimmt,
den USA gefahren
das stimmt.
bist. Ihr wart nicht verabredet oder so, ne? Du bist dann einfach da.
Nö, ich bin einfach hingegangen und hier... Er hat da damals mit seiner Progressive Big Band im Baked Potato gespielt.
Tinder gab es ja auch noch nicht, ne?
Nee. Kommst du jetzt da drauf?
Ich dachte so, ich habe mir
So,
jetzt vorgestellt,
2010
wie
oder was?
jeder in L.A. so durch den Stadtpark
Ach so,
wandert und du guckst so, was sind hier für nette Menschen um mich rum und so. Und dann war der John.
Achso, dann kommt der John und sagt, hier, John und Georg irgendwie.
Ja, lass mal.
Wahrscheinlich war es so. Genau so ist es gewesen.
Genau.
Ja, und
Also
so kamen wir
Speed
damals zusammen und waren immer noch in Kontakt. Und jetzt hast du mich rausgebracht mit dem Tinder. Was wollten wir eigentlich erzählen?
Ne, du wolltest erzählen, dass du damals da dann bei dem Konzert warst.
Ach richtig, Progressive Big Band. Und so bin ich damals irgendwie auf ihn gekommen. Und er hat halt diese Progressive Big Band, eine Progressive Small Band, also unterschiedliche Besetzungen. Hat er auch Platten rausgebracht mit seinen Big Band Arrangements. Und was ich immer sehr gut fand, dass er so ein bisschen seinen eigenen Sound hatte.
Ja,
Ne, das war
absolut.
jetzt nicht so hier eine andere Big Band, sondern das war immer noch so ein bisschen kantiger, ein bisschen progressiver. Und das fand ich immer gut.
Ja.
Ne? So.
Ja,
und
das ist echt einer von diesen modernen Big Band-Liedern. Ich kann dir gar nicht viele andere nennen. Aber der so wirklich einen eigenen Weg nochmal, eine eigene Herangehensweise gefunden hat. Ne? Also nicht so in der Tradition jetzt von Count Basie und Duke Ellington oder so etwas, sondern wirklich, man erkennt seine Musik, ne? Seine Arrangements.
Was ich auch gut finde, er bringt immer noch dieses EVI oder EVI oder wie heißt es? Dieses Blast Synthesizer, MIDI-Ding, was er, ich glaube, das ist nicht Michael Brecker auch früher gemacht. Ich weiß nicht, also für mich war das so ein bisschen auch verschwunden wieder, also tauchte nicht mehr so viel auf.
Aber es hatte schon einen starken Sound. Oder?
Ja, und das bindet er immer sehr stark mit ein, auch wenn er dann bei den Live-Konzerten kommt das auch immer gut und das gibt dem Ganzen auch nochmal so einen typischen Sound und das finde ich immer ganz gut.
Ja, und jetzt kommt der Knaller. Irgendwie, Georg war mit John Daversa zum Interview verabredet über Skype und kurz vor dem Interview, keine 24 Stunden vorher, wage ich jetzt mal zu behaupten, hat John Daversa erfahren, dass er 3-mal mit seinem neuen Album KALEIDOSCOPE EYES für einen Grammy nominiert ist. Das ist natürlich irgendwie
das ist der absolute
Sensation.
Hammer, also das ist echt, also das Album ist ja quasi live aufgenommen, ist ein Konzeptalbum um Beatles-Songs und da hören wir gleich auch ein bisschen was in dem Interview, wie das Ganze entstanden ist, was sehr interessant ist. Aber das kam dann Anfang des Jahres raus und ist einfach ein Hammer-Big-Band-Geschichte, also ich finde. Und von daher zu Recht 3 Grammy-Nominierungen und wenn du dir überlegst, Best Large Ensemble, was ja schon der Ritterschlag ist im Prinzip für so ein Album und dann noch für das beste Arrangement überhaupt instrumental und mit Vocals noch. Da muss er wahrscheinlich sich jetzt erstmal ein paar Wochen von beruhigen. Ne?
Ja, und bei dir war noch ganz aufgeregt im Interview, ne?
Ja.
Aber ich würde sagen, wir hören erstmal ein kurzes Stück rein und gehen vielleicht aus der Musik raus direkt in dein...
Das ist doch eine gute Idee. Und damit ihr mal so ein bisschen einen Eindruck kriegt, wenn ihr die Platte nicht schon habt, gehen wir direkt mal hier in den ersten Titel rein, Good Day Sunshine, oder?
Mit Renee Olstead am Mikrofon sozusagen.
Am Mikrofon, vor dem Mikrofon.
I need to laugh when the sun is out. I got
John, to our show. Thanks for your time, and we have you live in Miami. Is that correct?
I'm in Miami.
Great.
Where it's December 9th, and it's beautiful outside. It's paradise here.
Okay, here it starts to freeze, you know, and that's different. So, and first of all, you know, I really want to congratulate you to, you know, 3 Grammy nominations. You know, how amazing is that?
Very amazing. I'm still processing everything that's happening. It's so, you know, I've never been nominated before, and for all 3 to come all at one time is surreal feeling. And it's with this particular project, there were so many people involved. You know, the orchestra itself is 50 plus musicians, brilliant musicians, plus all the production staff and the and as you know, I did a Pledge Music campaign to fundraise. And AEA Microphones donated their microphones and private donations, and so many people came together that were just the sole intention was to serve the music, and it was so much larger than any one individual. And so to get to share that, to get to share this together is very, very special, and I feel the love coming back and going out, and I'm ecstatic. It's very thick, the love.
I can imagine. And before we start to talk about, you know, the project and how that all happened, you know, what happened when you heard about that you were nominated, you know, one day ago, you know, was that out of the blue, or how did that happen? What did you feel, and how did you communicate that?
I was driving up to do a session about an hour away, so I was just driving, and I was listening to something on a YouTube video going through my car. So I was just listening to it, and I kept getting those cutouts, you know, when you get the text messages. And it's like, man, what's going on? And I thought, you know, something's going on. And then finally the phone rang, and it was my wife. And so I picked up, and she told me, and you know, it was so wonderful to hear the news from her first. And she's not someone that pays attention to music. You know, someone had you know texted her, and then she went and looked it up, and so it was a very serendipitous way to find out, and so I went up and played my session, you know. But I you know, I'm a pretty introspective, introverted person, so I just was very quiet and just trying to observe the energy around me. It was. Time slowed down, and I just kind of took it all in. I didn't look at any media or anything for a long time, and just tried to appreciate the moment. Yeah. It's a special moment.
It's a one of its kind, you know. It's really special.
Yeah, and I knew it. I knew it too.
Yeah. And you know, it's 3 nominations. You know, one would be even, you know, great, but you know, now it's 3. And looking to what nominations that is, you know, it's the best large ensemble, which is, you know, an amazing, you know, nomination for that project. But I can imagine yet for you, you know, as an arranger, composer, and producer, you know, being nominated for the best arrangement, you know, instrumental, and best arrangement for vocal, that, you know, might be, you know, just, you know, as you said, you know, mind blowing.
Yeah, it's. I'm just elated, and I really have no words. But I understand the relevance and the largeness of it. It's quite an honor. It's quite an honor.
Yeah. Amazing. But with all these, you know, weeks that the people that kind of nominate the people, and they have all their considerations and stuff, is there rumors that, you know, somebody, you know, took your album and stuff like that? Is this going on, or is this really kind of out of the blue?
I'm not sure I understand the question.
So did you know that you have been in this, you know, considerations for the nomination? Did you know that this is something that could come, or it was really kind of surprising?
Well, I knew it was in the realm of possibilities. Uh, but I've been through the process, a few other times, and so I really had no expectation. I think that spiritually, you have to be in a place where you realize that, yes, this is a tremendous honor and opportunity, but I'm going to be the same person with it, and I'll be the same person without it. So that's where I was. So for it to turn out this way is wonderful, but I have to see my place in it in the larger picture.
Yeah, yeah. Great. So let's go back. Where you all started with that project. I really want to know. This is all about Beatles songs, and it's kind of creating an own spirit, your own style and your own special sound that you have with your large ensemble, your big band stuff, and then what was the kind of initial thing that happened that you decided, let's go for the Beatles songs and do it in that way?
Mm-hmm. Well, part of it is musical inspiration, and the other half is music business. But the initial spark came from a friend of mine asked me to arrange one of the old Beatles tunes because he was a fan of the big band and loved the way that because we always played original music, and he said, what I want you to do it your way, with the band, with your personality and your character, but just take this old Beatles tune and do it. And I said, yeah, we could do that. That'd be really fun. And then I started thinking about, why don't we just do a whole record? Why not? And I know that it's not a new concept to cover Beatles tunes. But I also knew that the band itself we've played so many great gigs together, but it hasn't really broken over the hump of getting to the main audience. And I thought, well, what if we take the most popular collection of songs by the most popular band in the world, which I adore myself, and see if we can't see it through our own creative lens. And so maybe they'll look if we're doing those songs, those rich, iconic songs, and then we'll do it our way, and then boom, and we'll see if it works. And it was a risk, and some people, you can just when I would pitch the idea to say what we're going to do, we're going to do a bunch of Beatles songs, they'd go, really? Again? Okay. But, I had to trust myself, because I knew what I was hearing in my head. I knew what I wanted to do. And it's not until you actually produce it that anybody can see what your own vision is. So I just, I stuck true to my vision and got it to the people. And with this particular project, I gave myself the license to write for any instrumentation that I wanted to. I have oboe and bassoon and bass saxophone and tuba and choir and strings and 2 guitar players and I just decided, if I can hear it, then there's got to be a way that we can manifest it. And for one summer, I just I put on the headphones and just listened to all the Beatles repertoire. And just fell in love with it again. And you think, this is just, obviously there's nothing to improve upon. It's just something to say with your own personal, unique stamp. And so I had to put it away, and then the songs just started coming back to me in my own way.
I think with this kind of project, if you take something and an existing song and do an arrangement and stuff, that's always a trick to create something new and to give it some of your own personality, and then, as you said, to do that with a really large ensemble and then have this unique sound, that's really special. I think that's what this record make really, really special.
Thank you.
So. But, as you said, there's a lot of musicians. How many musicians? You said in the beginning 50, or what was the...
I think it's just under 60 altogether.
Okay. And just, not thinking about, to get them involved and, and paid and all this stuff. How long did it took, to to create all these arrangements, for such a large ensemble, what is the time frame, that you needed for that development?
Well, some arrangements come very fast and some are painstaking. But it was basically done over a summer because I teach at the university, and I had that time to really invest. But honestly, George, I wrote a lot of it on airplanes, transit, and when you're walking around and you're just thinking about it. And I've written I have enough experience writing now where I can kind of think of it in my head, and I don't have to really work it out. I can just put it, once I have the concept, I can just put it into the notation. So, but almost all of it, so much of it was written on airplanes, and you just do it when you can do it, and it started to come together, and you think about one song, and what to do next. I had a whole system of how I was going to choose these songs, and I threw that out the window, and after I would finish one chart, then I would just start hearing this next song, and it's like, okay, well, that's the next one. That's what we're going to do. So very, very organically. So yeah, it was written over 2-3 months. And then, yeah, the coordination of all the people and the money and the funding, the stress of it all. I went, within the same day, I would go through extreme anxiety, like what have I done, to extreme excitement about what I knew that it could be. But that's where I have to credit all the people around this project, because they really rallied around it, and it was to serve the music. They were all about the music.
Yeah.
And that's the people that I want to have around me.
And I think that's also something that you can hear with this on this record, that everybody, it really sounds that everybody really, got onto it. And by the way, I met Jerry Watts in summer in Los Angeles, and talked with him, and he was completely amazed about the project still, and we talked a little bit about it. And most likely that's the same with all the guys that you had in that project, right?
Brother Jerry. Yeah, so many of these musicians I've had a relationship with for many years, and George, I'll tell you that the first concert that we played of this music that we recorded, there was a small audience, maybe about 100 people there, because that's all they could fit in the space, and which is almost not that much more people than in the orchestra itself, right? And the energy and the love in that room for what we were doing as a community, and the music itself, and everything. It was so thick, and take this however you want it, but I felt like the whole place was just going to levitate. The energy was so on a high frequency because those intentions were so pure. And that has to do with how Jerry Watts approached it. I mean, it's so selfless, and Jerry and Gene Coy and Andrew Sinowick and everybody. It's everybody's there together on the same frequency.
Yeah, and was that difficult to find a date to get these guys all together? To because this recording that we have on the album, and this was just one day, right? Or just one event,
right? Yeah, it's one of those mysteries of the world. It just comes together because it's supposed to. And I try not to hang myself up on it too much. You throw out the dates to everybody and say it's going to be January 6th and January 7th. We're going to do this. If you can do it, do it. If you can't do it, that someone with the right energy will come and fill the spot. But, I did get to have everybody that I wanted to on this, and again, they were so selfless. But I picked a time of the year, January 6th and 7th, where people aren't going to be as involved with their work schedule and just coming off the holidays. So that was certainly strategic.
Yeah. So you did some rehearsals, before with all the band that was kind of in the same time frame, or it was split, or was that on the same week and kind of developed in one big shot? Well,
no, I wanted it to feel very organic. I wanted it to feel like we know this music, and I wanted it to have an opportunity to evolve too, because I want the players' personalities, the players' characters in there, not just my own. I know my personality. I want to see the conglomeration of everybody. So what I did is I made a trip to LA about once a month for a while after the music was written, and we would learn, 2, 3 more, and we would play them every month so that it had that time to evolve. And then we had as I recall, we had very minimal rehearsal time when we actually recorded it. But at that point, everybody kind of was starting to get to know what the charts were supposed to be. And some of them may still argue that they're still learning, what they really are. But it had time to evolve.
Ja, Hammer, super Interview. Der ist ja mega sympathisch, der hat so einen offenen Blick, der ist natürlich, der erzählt dir alles
ist
irgendwie
und
er ist noch ganz hin und weg.
Danach.
Also ich mag den und ich kann nur empfehlen, dieses Album, wir haben vorhin das Ding durchgehört hier und ich bin auch total geflasht, ja. Ohne Grammy. Allein wegen der Platte und ich habe die Beatles Musik noch nie so gehört und die wurde ja oft kopiert. Nie erreicht, aber er hat dem ganzen Ding nochmal einen ganz anderen Touch gegeben und das finde ich mega spannend.
Das ist ja auch so die Kunst, ne? Dass das nicht jetzt so, okay, wieder so eine Coverversion. Ne? Okay, Big Band oder so, sondern das...
Ja, nicht nur einfach Big Band, ne? In der klassischen Tradition einer Big Band, wo man schon vorher weiß, ungefähr wie es klingt. Ich will jetzt niemandem auf den Schlips treten, aber der John schafft schon so einen speziellen Sound zu kreieren. Und wir können ja nochmal in diese Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, wo ja auch Kaleidoscope Eyes, der Titel aus dem Text entzogen ist, ja. Und Girl with Kaleidoscope Eyes. Und da würde ich da gerne mal reinhören, weil das ist ja sehr komplex geschrieben, ne? Ich hoffe, wir erwischen jetzt hier die richtige Stelle. Es hat ein mega geiles Piano-Intro und es geht hoch und runter, also durch die Gefühlswelt auf und ab. Ja, da kriegt ihr alles, was ihr braucht.
Was vielleicht auch noch ganz gut ist, also das Ganze ist ja auch live. Das ist ja auch nochmal
das
i-Tüpfelchen irgendwie. Ne?
In 2 Tagen aufgenommen. Ne? Also er lädt dann die richtigen Leute
als wäre es nicht schon komplex genug und dann auch noch live. Und er hat das Ganze auch noch videomäßig erfasst. Und da müsst ihr mal bei uns dann in die Shownotes reingucken. Da haben wir die ganzen Links. Ich glaube, es gibt zu allen Titeln von der Platte auch einen Videolink, wo man dann nochmal sehen kann, wirklich von den Live-Sessions, wie die das da, wie er ja gesagt hat, irgendwie 50 bis 60 Musiker.
Alle können Noten lesen.
Unfassbar, ne?
Irre, ne?
So, also.
Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds.
And one of the songs, and I think that was Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, that is the one that's nominated for Best Arrangement. And from my point of view, when listening to that song, it's a perfect example, what this, large ensemble is about, because it has all this, intense and power and, all these instruments, but it also has this, emotions and softness and strings and everything. So when you did that, arrangement and the recordings, did you feel that this is something kind of special, a special song for that group, or it just, turned out that this is the one they picked?
Well, all the songs are your little babies, and they all have their special, unique qualities. So honestly, no, I didn't earmark that one as any more special than the other ones, but I certainly see why it would fit a certain mold with a lot of folks. It certainly covers a lot of different areas. With that one, it's always keeping that reverence for the original and the composer. And I think about John Lennon, and I certainly wasn't trying to restate anything that John Lennon said about his composition, but I wanted to keep his adventurous and irreverent personality and character, and just throw everything up in the air and then see how it comes back down. You know, I can just see him thinking about it that way. So I went at it with that character.
Yeah, I think that as we talked about earlier, you know, that's a trick. You know, you want to honor the original composition, but you also want to create something unique. You don't want to be just one of another, you know, cover version. You know, and that's the trick.
I don't think. I mean, inherently, it's impossible to just do it again. So I feel like I've got that covered. But the other thing, it's a big responsibility in that, you know, this music means so much to a particular generation of Beatles fans. I mean, it's the Holy Grail, and so you have to be respectful of that, and why that music was made and how it was made, and then but to have your own take on it and have the risk-taking courage to just throw it all out there with reverence. That was the idea.
Yeah, yeah. Great. And the other one that's also nominated is featuring a vocalist, you know, Renee Olstead, which is also same as the one before, an amazing, you know, arrangement and combination of this, you know, ensemble and vocals. Was that something that you had in mind right from the beginning, that you want to have it with vocals, or at least, you know, some stuff with vocals, or how did that, you know, came on the development of the album and the track?
I knew I wanted Renee to sing on one or two of the tracks because I just love the way that she sings. She sings with this old soul inside of her. I don't think she even knows where it comes from. I'll have to ask her about that. But it's just inherent. And so she and I, and she's in LA, I'm in Miami, you know, so we were emailing back and forth and texting, you know, different ideas, you know, for songs for her to sing. And one of them was, "Do You Want to Know a Secret?" And I told her, just, if you'll sing into your phone, and I just want to grab the key and see where it sits for you. And I already had an idea what I wanted to do with the song. And so she sang it in her phone, and she sent me the little voice memo. And she sang it so slow and so intimate and soft. And then that low key. I wasn't thinking of doing it like that. And she was just doing it to give me the key. And I said, well, there it is. That's it. And so then I just stretched it even more, and I'm sure she still hates me for this too, but I put it in the asymmetric, in the odd time of 5/4, and just to make it even more. I didn't want it to feel odd, but I wanted it to stretch. And I wrote it in less than a day. That one was one of the fastest ones because it was just organic. And then when I heard her sing it, it was like, that was meant to be. So in one way, it was a happy accident. But she informed the vibe of that song very much just by her little voice memo. She sang probably 2 lines, but I knew where it was going to sit from that.
Yeah, yeah, amazing. Is there another, you know, track or another thing that you do have in, you know, your memory, which was really kind of for you special, you know, when you recorded the tracks? Is that something?
Yeah, there are a few that I felt came off they give me goosebumps, you know, and those things, you know, you mix those tracks over and over and over and over. It's like, oh, it's so many times, but there are certain things that still give me goosebumps, and one of them is "Here Comes the Sun." The way that flowed, and the way that the solo happens, and the way that it all evolves, and the way that everybody played, and the choir, you know, the choir coming in those moments behind the EVI solo. I think that's pretty special, and also I saw her standing there. That was the first one that I did. And that one has the most fearless, a lot of notes, and just going for it. I felt like I had a lot of license with a tune like that because it's a little bit more. It's a rock and roll song. You know, it's got 3 chords, and the content isn't necessarily all that deep. And I felt like I could really take it to some new places. So having Katis rap on it, and having all the Tina Turner, Tina Turner, all those quasi gospel changes in there, and changing the times, key signatures. I'm really happy with the way that turned out. I think it's got a lot of great energy, and it's amazing because the musicians, what they have to play in that chart is super complicated. But I'm proud of the fact that I think it feels like it doesn't sound like it's that complicated. It's just intricate.
Yeah, but as you said earlier, you know, with the Renee Olstead thing, that kind of was different than from what you thought in the beginning. Is there another one that you think, when you think back, which is completely different from what you had in your mind in the beginning?
Oh.
Something that developed, you know, or just had a, you know,
not drastically, but all in their subtleties, they're always completely different.
Right.
I mean, that's the beauty of being a writer, is that you have this vision in your head, and it's very particular, you know, because it's only you thinking about it. And then you can be as detailed as possible about the parts, and then you put it in front of the players, and then they're going to play it with their own sum of experiences and musicianship and their own take, and then of course, and then it's a collection of all of them together, and then you get 60 of them together, and it's always going to be different than you think, and in a wonderful way. You know, that's why it's nice to play with human beings.
Yeah, that it is.
So it's the personalities that really change it.
Yeah. So and you know, that recording, you know, you're still playing with the, you know, smaller and, you know, larger big bands, and you're also playing stuff from that recording. But are there plans, you know, to have, you know, really this larger thing another time, you know, playing out live, or was this a one-time event and, you know?
No, we've done it a few times actually since then.
Okay.
And we're actually on Sunday, we're going to play it in LA at Catalina's. And we're going to be in San Francisco in Oakland at Yoshi's in January. And we've done it here in Miami. And, you know, things are opening up there. And, you know, nobody makes a whole lot of money because there's so many people involved. Not yet, anyway. But it's definitely for the love of the music. And
most likely now you will get some more requests.
I hope so. And,
Let's hope.
and, you know, I've already, you know, I'm writing. I have commissions now that are for big band, large ensemble with choir. So, you know, that may be the next project, is keeping the same instrumentation but with original music, which is very exciting.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
We're looking forward to that.
Very much, very much. And it's going to be the same thing as always. It's going to be extreme anxiety about what it is that I've done to myself, and also excitement for the whole process.
Yeah.
I love it.
Great. So this record, most likely, I think we will point to your website to get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you buy it on the website, I'll sign it.
Yeah. And then I got the one because I pledged. So, you know, you sent me this one.
Did. So much you did.
But
you're Grammy nominated too. See.
But so we will point the people to your site, and also to the videos that you issue. You know, I think there's a few from that. Not sure if you issue all of them or it's just coming out, you know, on the way. But
I'll send you, you know, all the links, and you can choose what you want to choose.
Okay, great. And yeah, and then, you know, I just can close with, you know, enjoy the moment and the the feeling. And, you know, really congratulations again for this, you know, just amazing project and great arrangements. And you built really something special, you know.
Thank you, George. I appreciate it very much, and thank you for your support over the years.
No.
I very much appreciate it. And we got to get out to Germany.
Yeah, you should come here, and then
Working on it.
But you'll come to Miami, in February.
Okay.
And if you're there, we will need to have a beer.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks so much for the time. Good luck with everything. And we will keep our fingers crossed for. I think it's February, right? Or it's March, or when is the?
February 12th.
Okay, we will keep our fingers crossed. We'll follow carefully.
Thank you.
And have a good one. And thanks for your time, man.
You too. You too. I'll see you soon.
Ja, thanks.
Bye.
Ja, hör mal, wir sind noch ganz geflasht hier, oder?
Ja, wie der gute John, ne? Hör mal, Georg, das war ein netter Plausch mit dem Kollegen.
Ja, wir konnten gar nicht zum
mal
Ende.
die Daumen, dass er einen noch abholt. Ein kleines.
Die Chancen stehen ja
Grammophon.
gut. Hör mal, bei 3 Grammy-Nominierungen und was haben wir gesagt? Anfang Februar ist es soweit?
Mhm.
Also wir drücken auf jeden Fall die Daumen. Ne?
Das sowieso.
Ne? Also ja. Was ein Hammer-Album.
Wie viele Grammy-Gewinner kennen wir persönlich? Einen.
Ja?
Und vielleicht einen zweiten dann.
Wer ist denn der Erste?
Michael Leake.
Michael Leake, ach richtig.
Und die ganzen Snarkies, ja klar.
Ach richtig. Und die,
Also wir kennen mehrere, aber...
Dann machen wir die große Grammy-Party dann im Februar, oder? Ist das genau in der Zeit, wo wir da sind? Hör mal.
Kurz danach, oder?
Nee,
kurz
davor.
danach da.
Nee, ich glaube, wir sind...
Der Grammy ist kurz davor, wir sind kurz danach da.
Wir sind ja
Wir
vorher...
wollen ihn ja eh besuchen.
Ja,
hör mal, das
guck mal, dann machen wir eine
ja.
Grammy-Party mit dem... Oh, und der Michael ist auch dabei. Aber
Also Hintergrund ist, wir beide fliegen mit unserem Freund Dennis nach Miami und besuchen da dieses Snarky Puppy Ground-Up Festival mit vielen, vielen tollen Künstlern. Und John Daversa, wie ihr eben gehört habt, wohnt ja in Miami und freut sich, wenn wir ihn besuchen kommen. Und dann gucken wir uns dieses kleine Grammophon, was dann hoffentlich bei ihm im Regal steht, mal persönlich an. Das wäre mal cool, auch mal so ein Grammy in der Hand zu halten, oder?
Ach, war das schon? Waren wir nicht bei hier
Facebook.
in den Hansa-Haus-Studios? Was noch in Bonn? Da standen auch 3 Grammys rum.
Ja, die habe ich aber nicht angetraut.
Hast du die getraut anzufassen? Ja,
nicht
wir
angetraut.
sind ja so schüchtern. Ne?
Ja. Der war auch so ein bisschen streng, der Grammy-Gewinner.
Ach, der hat uns das nicht anfassen
Der
lassen,
hat ja gar nicht
meinst
mit
du?
uns gesprochen, oder? Jedenfalls nicht groß.
Naja.
Mit dir vielleicht, mit mir nicht. So ist das.
Wie sind wir
John
drauf
Daversa,
gekommen?
heute der
Ja.
Held unserer JazzrockTV-Episode.
Also auf jeden Fall das Album. Wir blenden ein, wo man es kriegen kann. Ein Must-Have, würde ich sagen. JazzrockTV, Must-Have. Und wir hören noch mal einen Titel rein zum Schluss, oder?
Sehr gerne. Und wir sehen uns wieder mit
Der Weihnachtsfolge.
der Weihnachtsfolge. Ja, die machen wir auch noch jetzt kurz vor Weihnachten. Und ansonsten, wenn ihr uns nicht mehr seht, wünschen wir euch jetzt schon mal ruhige Tage, besinnliche Zeit und einen guten Rutsch.
Genau. Bis zum nächsten Mal.